Alright, welcome to my channel, Game Engine Reviews. I already have a few of these on my other channel, but I decided I wanted to devote a full channel to this. Because as I was poking around, thinking about making a video game myself, I looked at a bunch of engines and decided didn't have the time or the energy to make one, but I really enjoyed checking out the various game engines. And there didn't seem to be a whole lot of tutorials about different open source game engines especially. And those are the ones to be focusing on. If there's a free version for it, like Unity, I'll go ahead and review that as well. Certainly, we can make a full-featured game. I might even delve into for pay ones if there's a download and a trial, but it's unlikely that I'll get to those. I'll also be covering a lot of the open source tools you can use, or the free to use at least tools for game engine sources, like Gimp, stuff like that, for creating textures, models, that sort of thing. So right now it's just going to be an overview of a few of the main tools we'll be using. This is by no means an exhaustive list. It's just a quick start to get you on the right path. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first tool, which was quite obvious. This is Blender. It's a 3D modeling. Although at this point, if you're looking at my channel, you probably already know what it is. So, and we'll be downloading and using Blender 2.72 for all that. And I'll have all the links in the description for this. The next tool we'll be using is Gimp. Just download Gimp 2.8. And then you have two options for our next. This is for texture generation. There's free tools are rather few and far between. You can pay for something like Crazy Bump. I think that's $80. There's like NDO2, which is a little more. Those are better than these, quite frankly, but these do fairly well for being free. So there's two options. This is one in the Blender artist forums. The download link is in this Google site. Basically, what it looks like is fairly simple. I'll go ahead and launch it there. Drag that mainly on screen. And basically this right here is, hold down the C key, and you can look at the textures that are generated right now. There's one generated. Let's go ahead and open up a new texture. And this doesn't have the easy way. Hold on. Let's go ahead and just copy one over. So what we'll do is we'll copy just an X texture that I made, and it's just the basically it's just the diffuse texture. As you can see, it's just a basic X that I found, and we'll go ahead and open that, hit OK. As you can see, right now it's on the normal map, so just kind of find a place there and do height map, normal map, final normal map, ambient occlusion, specular. And that's pretty much it. You can save all these out to the folder where InsaneBump is running in. And what you can do is, this also has a batch mode where you can just throw in your textures, all of your textures, and it'll just batch create them, batch the entire folder, which is pretty nice. But once you generate, if you just want one or two, you can just say the AO save texture, and it'll save it. And you can also change like the small detail, medium detail, and all of this is stuff you'll really have to research about what exactly makes it best, and a lot of testing. That's unfortunately like a lot of work. So you can also load an OBJ mesh, so yeah, you can actually preview the mesh in there, which is very nice. So that's one of the options, which you can download from there. The other option, also called InsaneBump, is actually in the Gimp plugin registry, or I've downloaded from Google Code. And that one, just follow the directions. Basically, put it in your Gimp's plugins folder, and then basically you can launch Gimp and open up your Fire Axe texture here, and then go to filters, map, InsaneBump. And basically, it does all that for you right there, and you can see all the different textures that have diffuse, which is one you gave them, displacement, occlusion, normal, and specular. And you'll notice obviously that the diffuse, we'll cover this later, but or maybe we'll see if there's any tutorials out there already that I can just give you. If not, I'll create one. You can see that this is transparent, so that you're not creating a texture for this and a background. Obviously, that's not what you want. And you can, again, change the depth on all of these, and it'll re-render, and that takes a second for it to, it's a little bit longer. And then you can change all of these different settings and watch it change. So, and then once you're done, you can basically just hit execute, and it will save all of them out to the folder where the diffuse was pulled in from with certain names. So if we hit execute, and we pull up our FireX, we can see that we have our FireX diffusal. I'll just say, there we go. Height map, normal map, low normal, medium normal, normal. So we have all those right there. I actually really like the Gimp plugin. I would recommend that overall. I just think the textures look better that it generates. So, and then the final thing that we'll be using, this one we'll use a couple times really, is the MakeHuman. Basically, this makes 3D characters very easily. If you don't want to model an entire character, which is really difficult, and this one comes with rigs and all that, so we'll be covering all of that. And basically, once you download it, it's on Python, so it's just a zip folder, and then you can go ahead and run it, and you can basically just model your entire character. You can change pretty much everything about it, head shape. You can scale it, wide, narrow. Just mess around with that until you've created a character, and then you can put, I have clothes on it already in case any of you are offended by nudity, so. But obviously you can model all of that without the clothes on so that you can get it looking exactly right. But it comes with a few clothes, but I haven't exported it to Blender lately, so I don't know if the clothes work well at all in Blender. So, so that's the final tool that we'll be downloading and working with in the near future. So, and I've been thinking that my first one is actually going to be an update on an already I already did a tutorial on this one a while ago, this right when it went open source. And I'm going to go ahead and do it on Torque 3D. I'll try and link my old tutorials so you can take a look at that, and then I'll do the updated tutorial because there's a new way to launch it. There's a lot of new features. So I'll go ahead and cover all that. So, all right, until next time.